welcome to my channel. I am recording this video because I have received questions of what chronic illnesses I have. I'm not going to go in detail on how I got diagnosed with that, with all these different autoimmune diseases, but I will make a whole separate video regarding that because that's also a long story. My main questions are what I have, what are my symptoms, and how I help my symptoms. Um, on a daily basis. So I'm just gonna go down the list of which ones I have. I have lupus. Sorry if I keep looking this way, it's because I do have notes. I wanted to write them down because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Um, so, anyways, backtracking, I do have lupus, MCTD, which is mixed connective tissue disease, rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, Sjogren's, Raynaud's, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, POTS for short, and hypermobility and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So those are the ones I have at the moment, and I hope it doesn't continue growing because if it keeps growing, I'm gonna go a little crazy because I started off with one, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different things going on, and that's already enough. I don't need more. Um, there a lot of them have similar symptoms. Um, so I just have a lot of overlapping symptoms, kind of similar symptoms. Most of them I did get diagnosed like in 2018, but I've had my symptoms since I was really young, like little, like elementary young. I just always told my mom that it was growing pains. My rheumatologist actually believes that I started out with the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, hypermobility one, because um, a lot of my symptoms started, a lot of my symptoms that I had when I was younger seem to be connected to that specific one. I am very hypermobile, very. My joints dislocate, they sublocate, and very painful. I do have, I mean, other problems also, but that's the one I remember when I told my rheumatologist about how sometimes my shoulder would dislocate, and I was I always thought it was normal that everyone through it. She's like, no, no, a dislocation is not normal. I was like, oh, what do you mean? It doesn't happen to just anyone? No, it doesn't. Like it shouldn't dislocate. Mine just by picking up my pants, sometimes my shoulder once pops out. Like not fully dislocate, but it is that what's it called? The subluc subluxation or something like that, where I can feel it, where it kind of like this is your joint, and it kind of just goes out and it goes again, and then it goes out and goes again, and it happens all the time. It happens to my shoulders, my elbows, my hips, my fingers, my whole freaking body. She's like, no, Melissa. She's like, you shouldn't be that wiggly. I was like, wiggly? Yeah. She's like, it's not normal to have dislocations. I was like, wow. And I remember I looked at when I told my husband, he's like, yeah, no, it's not normal. I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm very like, you know what I mean? Like your typical, very hypermobile, like with a lot of things. Like this doesn't hurt, and I do it to my husband, and he's like right there, and he's like, don't do it more, it hurts. And to me, it's like, oh, you mean your finger doesn't bend that far back? Um, um. So yeah, that's the one she thinks that I started out with, and then as time went by, everything else just kind of like branched out. Um, I didn't get diagnosed with that one until 2023. I was 30 years old when I got diagnosed with HEDS. Um, I remember it took me almost 2 years to be able to see the specialist for it and to be able to get this diagnosis. my lupus. I mean that my when I started with those other symptoms, I was in high school. I didn't get diagnosed till I was 23. I was about 16 years old when I started with my symptoms getting worse. You know, because I already had the symptoms, but they started to get worse when I was 16, 17 years old. And it took me forever to finally get to the right doctor and get the diagnosis I needed. And it's a whole fiasco. I also didn't get diagnosed with POTS till 2022. I was always told that um, my high heart rate, all the symptoms that you get with postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, was anxiety. They kept telling me, "Oh, it's just anxiety. It's anxiety." I got put on so many different anxiety medications, but they didn't seem to help. So I was like, okay, there's no point in me taking it if it's not really gonna help my symptoms, right? Um, but yeah, I had so many doctors tell me that it was in my head, that my symptoms were not real. They sent me to therapy. They sent me to many different doctors. I saw so many different doctors. I had about 6 appointments a day, if that or more. And some of them were like an hour long, and the wait was horrible too. It's just always, sorry, getting cramp in my butt. Always a wait to get to be able to see a specialist. But when you get to the right one, I'm telling you, I did, and she is my lifesaver. I love my rheumatologist. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here, I think. Because she made sure that I got the everything that I needed. We got into this treatment plan that's helped me tremendously. Um, it's just been great. Well, to a point, because it's still very painful, very unpredictable, very frustrating. Uh, a lot, a lot, a lot. But I at least got the treatment I have now, and it's helped me a lot. I can do a lot more, a little more now. And I mean, yeah, there's days where it's really bad, where I can't really do much, but compared to where I was before I got my diagnosis, I'm in a much better place. Way much better place. I'm going to talk about also my symptoms. I have so many symptoms. I have them all written down right here because I do have a lot of symptoms and they vary. Some days I don't have all these symptoms. Sometimes I have most of these symptoms, or sometimes even new symptoms come up that I've never had before. And it can be very challenging, like I was saying. I get a lot of joint pain. I randomly get fevers. I get really bad sometimes skin problems, where I break out, or my skin gets just very itchy, or just it literally hurts, like where my shirt bothers me. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's like my skin was on fire. Like it just hurts. Even when my hair hurts. When I say my hair hurts, it's I have a really bad pain day. Um, Fatigue. I get really bad fatigue. Like today, I am struggling with fatigue and brain fog. My brain fog is really bad recently. It's been I can't think of my words sometimes, or I'm mid conversation and I go on a blank. Like I can't remember what I'm talking about or what's going on, or you know what I mean? It's just bad. I do have my daily tremor where my hands shake a little bit. And then there's days where it's like really badly, where it's not just my hands, I feel like kind of like everywhere, but mainly it's my hands where my tremor is. I do get really bad, like dizziness. I have the palpitations. Um, I hear like sometimes I hear muffled, really bad muffled. Really nauseous sometimes. Really bad stomach problems. Sometimes my joints get very stiff, especially during the winter time. That's when my joints get very stiff and very painful. Um, well, like I said before, my joints dislocate. That is painful also. Like it hurts. Like it hurts. Um, this doesn't have it as frequent as it did before, but fainting. There was a point where I was fainting almost 6 times a day or more, and that was really bad. The fainting was horrible. The syncope part. Uh, because sometimes I would wake up in a full panic and not know where I'm at, and that's the scary part when you don't recognize the people around you, or you don't recognize where you are, or you can't remember anything. And sometimes you wake up and you can't talk, you can't hear, and you can't see anything, but you know you're up and you can't move. Like it's hard to explain. At least that's how it happens to me. I mean, everyone's chronic illnesses are different, but that's how mine is. Um, I do have all the pre-syncope uh symptoms also, like the shaking. That randomly I gotta get really shaky, my heart rate goes up, my blood pressure drops, my nausea gets really bad. It's obviously the muffled hearing, the blurry vision, everything all at once, and then that's what they call like the pre-syncope. And sometimes you can go on to full on syncope, which is a full on passing out and fainting. I do have really bad balance. I feel very unsteady sometimes when I'm walking. That's why you do use mobility aids. Um, when I'm walking for a long time, my knees start to like kind of buckle or like give out on me, and I sometimes I go all the way to the ground and I fall. Um, I get really bad dry mouth, dry eyes. I have really bad heat intolerance. Heat is a very big trigger for mainly all my symptoms. So if I get overheated, that's it. I'm done. So I have to make sure I stay cool as much as I can, especially during the summer because the summer is can be really bad. Um, I also have a lot of weakness in my hands. It's hard for me sometimes to even open just my water bottle. I have to ask someone around me to open that, or even sometimes to open the doorknob to get into my room is hard. Um, I hate the having the weakness because I before I got diagnosed, before they told me that all all of this, I was more active. Like I would push through the pain. But as I got older, I noticed that more of my symptoms got worse. But I was like, oh, it's normal. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. I used to do boxing. I did photography, which I'm getting back into, like I said in my previous video. I have my lessons for cosmetology. I can't really do that no more because of my hand tremor. Um, but yeah, I used to do a lot more than what I do now, but I'm slowly trying to get back into it. Definitely having the support that I have is a very big thing. It took me forever to get where I'm at now. There was a point where I couldn't really walk or do anything. It was very painful to move. I mean, when I'm in a flare, my flares are really bad. Um, I mean, everyone's chronic illness is different, and that I know it is because I know people that we have some of the same chronic illnesses, but our symptoms are this kind of the same, but different in a way. I don't know how to explain it. It's so hard to explain. It's one of those things you have to live it to understand it. And I don't wish on anyone to have to live it. And I hope you never have to understand it because it is a very difficult thing to live with. Like my everyday pain is like, when you're getting the cold or the flu, that body ache you feel, that's my everyday. That's me 24/7. If I wake up one day and I don't have that pain, I'm like, wait, what's going on? Like, this isn't happening. It's rare when I have that. I think I've only had like one day where I don't feel the pain, but it doesn't last long. Like, my pain starts as soon as I start walking or I start doing something. Um, but it's just, it took me a while to finally get the diagnosis. And once I got the diagnosis, I, everything connected. Everything connected. It was like when you start, those drawings that connect the dot, right? You start connecting everything. And then you finally get that whole picture. And you're like, now it makes sense. Now I see what the picture actually is. And it took me a while to get there. And it took to get to that right doctor, because like I said, I had many doctors tell me that it was all in my head. They were always gaslighting me and telling me that it's not real, that there's no way I can have that much pain. There's no way that I feel this weak, or my brain fog is horrible, or my heart rate goes to almost the 180s from just standing, or my blood pressure going so low. Like, they were just like, oh, it's normal. You shouldn't be. This isn't what you're feeling, isn't real. Like, you walk in my shoes just 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and you'll believe it, because it is hard. It is very hard. We have to push through it. We have to continue, because if we don't, we won't be able to live our life, Like, if we let the pain take over, we will be screwed. Like, we won't be able to do anything. We have to push through it. And that's the sucky part, Like, I in my mind, it's like, what do you mean you don't have pain? You know, it doesn't hurt to just stand. It, it doesn't hurt to open a water bottle, to open your doorknob, or buckle your pants. Simple things, Like, when they tell me no, it doesn't. I don't feel no pain. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I grew up feeling this all the time, and I thought it was normal. And then I got the diagnosis that I got, and then I ask around. They're like, yeah, it's not normal. It's not normal to dislocate your shoulder by pulling up your pants. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's just it's just crazy to me that it took me so long to understand that. Um, because I always felt it, so I always thought it was normal. At least it's my normal. But I guess your pain level you're normal for a normal person with no chronic illness should be a zero. A zero. Like, how is that possible to have a zero? I'm at a constant like 3, and that's low. But there's times where I am crying because my pain is so bad, and I have a pretty high pain tolerance. So, like, it just, I don't know, just the thought of it, like how people tell me, "Oh, I have no pain today." That's that's like the same thing like that when they tell me like, your illness is, I can't see it, it's not real. Well, how do I know that you're not really feeling the pain? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're lying to me that they don't that they don't have pain. I was like, there's just no way, right? Like there's just, but I guess that's how it is. You shouldn't feel pain. You shouldn't feel dizzy by just standing or by bending down or by drinking too much water. Your heart rate shouldn't spike up to the hundreds or more, right? Like right now I'm sitting here, I feel nauseous. I'm extremely fatigued. Like I feel like I haven't slept in so long, even though I had a good night's sleep the night before. Um, I feel dizzy right now. I know as soon as I get up, I'm gonna get dizzy. Um, but like I feel right now, I feel really nauseous. But it's I don't know. Like it's just crazy to me that we have to push through it. That not um everyone has to struggle how we struggle, because we definitely struggle, and it can be very hard to want to keep going, right? Like I'm looking at my list right now. It's like, damn, like I feel this on a daily basis. Like, how is it possible that I'm standing or that I work a full-time job and on top of it, I'm going to start going to school? And how do I do it? Like, I'm looking at my list right now and I think, like, how am I still standing, or, but I have to. I can't let my symptoms take over my life. It's hard sometimes, and sometimes I feel like quitting and I feel like throwing the flag and I'm done. But then I think if I give up, what do I gain? Right? I don't gain anything. I stay stuck. And I don't want that. I want to live my life. I'm married to an amazing man and I want a future with him. I want a family. I want everything with him. I want to grow old with him. And I just, I don't know, I'm completely off topic now, but this video was mainly just talking, I was supposed to just be talking about what chronic illnesses I have, which I mean I did talk about, but I just I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking like how people actually live with no pain. I envy that. Like I just want one day, just give me one day with no pain, and the things I would do if I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm unstoppable right now because I know I have to push through and I have to keep going no matter how bad my pain is. And then I was like, if I didn't have this pain, I wonder what I would be doing right now. What would my life look like? I don't know. But just know you're not alone. You see all my symptoms, and I know I have so many more symptoms. I know I do. It's just this is what I can think of at the moment. Like I said, I have really bad brain fog right now. Really bad. Like my brain fog is so bad. Like, and my fatigue kicking my butt. I do have the joint pain right now too, but the weather is changing. Like I said, the weather is a very big trigger for mine, especially because we're going into the summer. I know my POTS is going to be crazy. So I have to make sure I stay hydrated and cool because I heard this summer it's gonna be horrible. But anyways, whatever you guys have any more questions, definitely shoot me a message. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Turn on those notifications so you guys can know when I post my next videos, because I am planning on posting more and doing more videos. Soon there will be amusement park pictures, like I promised, or not pictures, but videos, because I will be doing, and there's gonna be two that are gonna be like night. We're gonna go to Disneyland one night, and we're gonna go to Pass Holder night for Universal. So I'm excited for those two. Um, I will be doing videos those days, so stay tuned for those. Um, Again, I love you guys. Thank you guys for your support. I truly appreciate every single one of you guys. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.